Week 8 matchup on tap here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Mayfield to throw on the first play. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Kenny Moore.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off. Let's go.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Now he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown.
Harris Campbell,
his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Colts use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good.
And it's now a 7-0 game.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
Again, it's Balaj. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Mayfield now. He finds his man, complete. It's Parsons.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now Balaj. And he is going to lose yardage here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
The Dolphins at 5-1 here in this early part of the season. They're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. On third down, Mayfield. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And the Colts are going to take over here up near the 40. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got him the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
This defense for the Dolphins, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
They'll go with the keeper. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. They'll try and throw for it here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Dolphins get the football in great field position. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. They run it with Balaj, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
They'll stay on the ground. Balaj again.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
They'll run here with Balaj. And room there to work it inside the 25. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Balaj. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. In motion comes the tight end left. First down, Mayfield.
That one tipped, and it's incomplete. But good hands there defensively. And it's 2nd down.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Play fake. Mayfield. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete.
King. Hey, alert 33. Stop.
Here's a run with Balaj. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for the Dolphins score. Kalen Balaj, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive.
As this offense gets ready here for this drive, Charles, you still wonder about that prior drive. Went for it on 4th down in their own territory, didn't get it, and then that led to a touchdown on the other side.
And I don't mind the aggressiveness. In fact, I'm usually a huge fan of it, but I just want teams to always weigh risk and reward. To me, too early in this game because the reward just wasn't big enough to go for it there in case they failed. Now the pressure back on their offense to pick themselves up and negate the touchdown that was just given up.
Back to Taylor on 1st down.
And some room to maneuver. Oh, a second dosage.
40 yards rushing for him now, and he's only carried the ball 4 times.
He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
First and 10, Taylor now.
Solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line.
These two teams all tied after 1.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. He'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw.
Gets this to Campbell out on the right side. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they manage to convert And that'll keep the drive alive.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Back to throw now on first down.
Looking for Pearson. He's got him. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Alec Pierce.
29 yards.
And the Colts have taken the lead. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive.
And that last touchdown drive they had very balanced. How key is that balance?
It's huge because most of the time when we talk about balance is run, pass, almost 50-50. But most of the times when you talk to offensive coaches, they say balance is we do what we want when we want to. And that means that they're ahead of the defense, keeping them on their heels.
Yeah, they imposed their will on that last drive.
And he'll have a Dolphins first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. And he'll send the slot in motion left. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield rolling to his left.
And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. 3 first-half interceptions now. And, Charles, you'd have to think a fair amount of concern is developing over there on that sideline.
And there should be because, essentially, he's been a little loose and possibly reckless with the football here in the first half. Now, maybe it's not all on him, but still 3 interceptions. That puts the entire team in jeopardy. So the play caller from here on out got to design some throws for him that he can complete, keep it away from the defense, and try and get him back on track. Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
On the counter, it's Taylor. Below Nichols there on the stop.
A 1-yard gain could look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
He had to fight for every yard on that run, shook himself free of a tackle, and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
You know, we might start getting some props here in the booth. You know, that one that says the D and then the fence that you put up next to it? How about that? They brought out the jumbo package and still couldn't move them off the line of scrimmage enough to pick up that first down.
Impressive. They were ready defensively for that jumbo set. Blankenship's kick is good. And now it's a two-score game at 9, 16-7.
Well, they already had the early lead, and they get the interception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
Take it in at the 3.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Throw left side complete. That's Hines. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 7 yards there and a first down.
To the right side, this is Taylor.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They go to the ground again with Taylor.
And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Well, it wasn't much of a gain, but we're getting near the 2-minute warning. So maybe they just want to get to that point, regroup, and decide what they want to do the rest of the half.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. Now back to throw. Looking for Campbell downfield. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And it'll be Dolphin football.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, they're coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
And he's got room. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Following the penalty, they'll go back to the run game. And he powers his way up past the 30.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play, because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The slot man in motion right. Now Mayfield on fourth down. Oh, hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So they take a big chance here in their own territory, and you think the coach may have some questions to answer?
Yeah, and, you know, normally we focus on the media, right? The social media barrage that he's going to get for this one. How about on his own sideline and in his locker room?
Yeah.
Because I think the team's going to look at him like, Coach, why would we go for it there? I mean, no confidence in the defense. You don't like the punter. I mean, what's going on here? You owe us some explanations.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. Oh, a solid stiff arm and some open field. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Again, it's Taylor. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Colts will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on fourth down. That's what got them this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This one fielded at the 5. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. They'll start with a give here to Balaj. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hurry!
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
Hey,
A first down throw for Mayfield. That one complete to Hill. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and that'll make it 2nd down. Now, that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
Who was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Hey, alert 33. King.
Mayfield off the play fake. Rolling to his right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A big completion there, and he gets out of bounds to stop the clock.
Very heady football. That allows them the opportunity to go ahead and line up and kick one right before the half ends.
The kick by Sanders is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? Take it in at the 3. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Second down, another run with Taylor. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
It's a quarterback sneak, and he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. 1 yard is the gain, and that'll be good for an Indianapolis first.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. Fights through him, and he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 127 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Logan Wilson that time there to bring him down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is intercepted. Or was it? Wait, they'll say no. No interception. He did not keep the feet in bounds, apparently. So that's just going to be an incompletion.
I think when they get back in the huddle, the question will be, why did you throw that one? The coverage was incredible all over him. The only thing he didn't do after he caught the ball as a defender was get his feet in bounds. That should have been a turnover.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he comes back with one complete.
And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42.
They'll look to throw here. The 20.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the third quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They run once more with Taylor.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Now Balaj. And they're able to get this one across the 35. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Hey, alert 33.
They run it with Balaj.
He'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Regular.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. On second down, they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39.
Run. Hurry. Alert.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them. Melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Well, they were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll try the left side with Taylor. Oh, no, he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. There he goes, right side. The 30. 10. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Sanders now to add the extra point. And the lead is down to a field goal now. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. 146 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
38-yard line, 2nd and 9. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Campbell making the catch. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down. Well, a clear running situation. Trying to take time off the clock. You ran the previous play. Set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit him over the top.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. They find some open field here. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Bottom line, when you play a runner with these talents, you've got to be able to wrap up and get him on the ground. Or the first person who gets there, hold him up long enough for the next wave to get there and get him down. Otherwise, he will continue downfield and find pay dirt.
Blankenship out for the point after. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. He's going to look deep down the field. And my goodness, another interception. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And some space here. And he is finally forced out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. A big play there for Indy. 56 yards on the ground. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point in the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Now again to Taylor.
And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. This offensive line starting to win up front. You win that battle in the trenches, you can kind of wear them down here late.
So you bring in the second part to that equation, and that's the big running back, the big bruiser, who can get more than what's blocked and break a few extra tackles and gain yardage.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor,
his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year.
And the Colts look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17.
So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. This will be fielded inside the 5.
First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did, to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Mayfield. And he fires one, but incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Colts pick it up. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the 4th quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
With that run, double check my math. Yes, he has hit 8,000 career rushing yards.
And that's fantastic. That means he's now approaching the top 50 all-time rushers in NFL history. That means he just sped past Terrell Davis, who's in the Hall of Fame. And now he's just got to go ahead and be strong and run hard because he's chasing down Larry Zonka.
They'll try and sneak it here. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down.
They gain nothing, and all they need are inches. Usually we put this on the offensive line, but sometimes it's the quarterback's fault as well on the sneak. You've got to get low and burrow.
Usually we talk about O-line surge, their D-line surge leading to 4th. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing, Mayfield. Flush to his right. Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. A little risky there when you roll out of that pocket right like he did. You complete the pass, but you don't get anything out of it.
But how many times have we seen when a quarterback exits out of the pocket, doesn't matter whether they go left or right, the defense loses its leverage, right? There's a little chaos back there, and receivers come open. Great discipline on that play. They didn't let that happen and held it to no gain.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
4th down, Mayfield. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the handoff, Taylor. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Running left, Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hines.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers.
And now here is another interception.
And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the